Right, hi guys, welcome to our Two Dogs podcast. It's me here, Dr. Ali.
And I'm Dr. Ingky. And what's up?
What's up, you guys?
All right, so end of year is here already, right? It's close to Christmas already. A lot of people are winding down. You know, people are taking leave, right? Are you going on leave?
No, I'm not going on leave. I let all my staff go on leave. Perhaps I'll take it in January or Feb lah.
Good.
But year end was also quite challenging because it's been 2 years of difficult business.
Yeah, definitely.
And some people are looking into 2022 as a year of recovery.
Yes.
Especially for business, and with recovery also comes tough decisions sometimes.
Yes, of course, definitely.
I think in all business, what's the toughest decision for you when it comes to doing business?
I think one of the toughest decision that I have when you want to do business is scaling down. Scaling down. It means you are cutting down headcounts. You're cutting down. If let's say you have locations, you're cutting down locations, and then you're cutting down spending and all of this just to make sure that you have your bottom line. That's you're able to pay you're able to pay the bills on a monthly basis.
Correct.
So I think one of the more difficult things to do is actually to cut people.
Oh
yeah. I think cutting people is actually one of the
most difficult
worst.
thing in business, and I think no business owner will actually like to go through it, especially if, let's say, in a smaller scale and you have to do it yourself. I think we've seen it with the larger corps. Like Asia.
Yeah, definitely. I think larger corporations have it more difficult because when they cut, it's not one or two people. You know, they cut hundreds of thousands
of people. And that's a very significant impact.
Yes.
In fact, that was something that you shared with me. Talk about it.
Oh yeah. So not too long ago, there was a CEO of a company. Rather large company actually. They are actually going for IPO soon. And what the CEO did was actually a mass layoff of 900 people.
900 people?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a huge one. A mass layoff of 900 people, and it was all done through a Zoom call.
What? Zoom?
It was all done through a Zoom call. Yeah, so I think we have the clip running here.
Yeah, so we'll run the clip a little bit.
This time I hope to be stronger. But we are laying off about 15% of the company. If you're on this call, you are part of the unlucky group.
But I think it's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, you know. Okay, it's one thing to fire people over Zoom, but the way he put the message across, you know. So the way he put the message across was like, you know what? Yeah, it's none of my business. You guys are all laid off.
Yeah. No, his is more like, if you are on this Zoom call,
you're laid off.
You're laid off.
And I think what's bad is I think a lot of these employees have been with him for a long time, and it's near the holiday season. A lot of them are actually looking forward for going on holidays, and now you're suddenly left without a job.
Without anything at all.
Yeah.
And the worst part of it is that it's done sudden.
Yes.
And very impersonal.
Yeah. So it comes to today's topic, right? Today's topic is, how would you fire someone? All right. So I think let's put into context lah. All right.
We're not talking about discipline issue.
Yeah, we're not talking about discipline issue. We're talking about things like layoffs. Right? So layoffs happen when you terminate someone either temporarily or permanently, but it's not due to performance problems.
Yeah,
not
performance.
It's not
performance
issues.
Issue.
Yeah, it's not performance. It's not discipline.
Mainly because your business needs to scale down. It has to be a bit leaner, or you had a bloated workforce that you need to cut back.
Yes, that's right.
So it's not about discipline, because that one is straightforward.
Yes, that's right.
Whereas this firing is going to be not that straightforward.
Yeah,
it's actually more difficult to do.
Yeah. So how would you do it if, let's say, if it's just one or two people that you have to lay off?
I think if it's just one or two person I need to lay off, it depends who it is. Number one. Number two, I would go about and do some prep even before I lay them off. I would actually try to see if I can actually find a replacement for them somewhere else.
Okay, that's good. It's actually very, very good.
I would reach out to my friends, to my network, and see if there's anyone who can get some placement similar with an equal or even a higher pay if it's even possible. Or if it's not matching, then as closely matched to their salary and job function as possible. And then I probably have to do a meeting with all my staff to say that we will be having some cutbacks. Some people may have to go, not because we don't like them, but because the company needs to be a bit leaner. That's it. So that kind of gives a preempt before I call them in very personally and talk to them very personally and tell them that it's something that the company needs to do.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I will be very apologetic and I'll lay out what the options that I have for them and to see if they want to take it or not.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'll do.
I mean, I totally agree with you on some points. I wouldn't go out of my way to actually find a job for them.
Oh, you don't like your staff that much?
It's not I don't like them that much. It's really, again, it's up to them. All right. Like it or not, whoever you lay off, right, that person is going to be bitter. That person is going to hate you, right? Even though, no matter how nicely you put it, right, you've already taken away his bread and butter, and you have created uncertainty for him, right, or for her. Uncertainty in terms of the career, in terms of their own personal self-esteem, and stuff like that. Especially if it's not a mass layoff, it's like a 1 or 2 person layoff, whereby you're keeping the whole team, but you're letting me go. So I mean, I would definitely talk to them, all right? And as what you mentioned, probably 1 or 2 weeks beforehand, preempt them that, you know what, hey, we have tried all our best, and unfortunately, we need to let a couple of you guys go. We'll make a decision by the end of the week or by next week. So at least they know there's a preempt there already, all right? But of course, you have to take them into the room one-on-one, talk to them, counsel them, and as well as, ask them how they actually feel. Unfortunately, you have to let them voice out and stuff like that. Yeah. And of course, if they're really good, you can actually offer to give them a letter of recommendation. That means, hey, you know what, you put my name down as your referee. If in your future employer wants to call, you can always call me and I'll put in a good word for you. Unfortunately, I wouldn't find you a job because actually that's the reason why I let you go in the first place, because among all the entire team, you are probably the one that I can dispose of. So I would not wish you on my best friend. I would not send you there. I'll probably send you to my worst enemy.
No, let's say if it's not really they didn't perform bad.
Okay, they didn't perform bad.
They didn't perform bad. It's just that on your P&L, you got to let them go. And in fact, chances are, if you are scaling back, you're not going to fire the cheapest fellow anyway.
Yeah, that's true also.
You might be firing one of the top guys. Not your top guy, but one of your top guys.
Yeah.
The one who's drawing in a larger salary, whereby one person's salary could rescue the other 4.
That's true. That's true.
So would you like to revise?
Then I would like to revise, right? So if that's the case, right, I would still not recommend it, unfortunately, because you know what, I just want to snip ties. It's like umbilical cord, right? You take a scissor, sip, you're free.
This guy will eat
Get
the
out.
placenta too, man.
I won't do it, unfortunately. Like it or not, I won't do
the
it.
placenta, bring it back.
I won't do it, unfortunately. All right. Okay. What if it's a mass layoff? If you have to lay off, let's say, more than 10 people.
Mass layoff, more than 10 people.
Or let's say, in this case, 900 people. What would you have done in this CEO's case?
Okay. Have you watched this movie, Up in the Air?
No.
Please. You gotta watch.
Tell me.
All right, so Up in the Air is George Clooney.
Okay.
George Clooney acts in this movie whereby he is a professional layoffer.
Oh, that's such a job.
Yeah.
You're actually getting paid to lay off people on a regular basis.
He gets paid to lay people off for corporations.
So
the corporation, the HR, will identify a bunch of people that they need to lay off.
Okay.
They don't want to be the dirty fella.
Yep.
So in comes George Clooney's character.
Okay.
He'll fly into different corporations. He'll study that, everything.
Yeah.
There will be some recommendation of where the placements might be, or he pretends that he cares. But he's the guy who does the layoffing.
Interesting. Yeah.
Very interesting. But because of that, he spends most of the time in the air. So that's the whole story, Up in the Air. But I'm not sure if they have this service here.
No, well, what I've seen is they actually bring in different CEOs or presidents.
Okay.
All right. There are some presidents or CEOs, right, who specialize in trimming the company.
Okay.
So let's say a corporation now is becoming too bloated, and and it's affecting their P&L, and the stockholders or the shareholders are not happy. Then they change president.
Okay.
Change CEO. A CEO comes in, and within 2 years lays off like half the company. And once he has done everything, he leaves.
Okay.
So his contract is like 1-2 years, and then he leaves. And then a new CEO comes in to rebuild the company from ground up. Because what happens is, everyone has different skill set. There are some people who are good at running large corporations and maintaining them. Some people are very good at trimming, and some very, very good at building from ground up. So there are some CEOs, right, whereby they bring in to trim the company, and because they are generally hired by Fortune 500 companies, by big companies,
just to do their job.
Just to do the job. So they come in, again, as you mentioned, just like George Clooney, they study the company. They sit down with everyone, all the heads and all. They study the company. All right. And once he has done his due diligence, in 1 year, in 1.5 years time, he starts laying off people. And generally, most of the time, right, when they lay off, right, the heads go. The heads are the ones that go first, because again, the
most expensive payroll.
Yeah, they are the most expensive, and as well as the shareholders or the chairman of the board don't want to piss some of these people off. So end of the day, you can always put the blame on the CEO. Hey, you know what? The CEO fired you. It's not a problem, even though they actually greenlight the whole thing.
Actually, that's a very smart way, because when you change the head has, like you said, new direction.
Yeah.
So the head just decides, that's what I want to do. And on the shareholders' part, it seems that it was out of their control.
Yep.
Because this head honcho decides that he wants to do all this kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Very interesting.
Yep.
Now, do you think that should have been done for certain companies here, like maybe Asia?
That's actually really interesting.
Because they did not let go.
No, I would say it's different for certain companies, right? Certain companies like AirAsia, whereby you have a face of a company already, and you can't let the face go. Like example, the founder of the company still sits on the helm of the company. He can't step down.
Well, not him, but the higher salary.
I'm very certain they actually cut a lot of people.
Really, yeah?
Yeah, they actually cut a lot of people. A lot of heads rolled, and I think they shut down a lot of departments as well.
Okay.
All right. So if it was me, if let's say I have to fire a mass layoff, right? Generally, what will happen is, yes, you would study, and then I will actually lay off the heads first.
Yep.
Yeah, I will actually lay off the heads first. All right. Sit down with the heads, tell them, you know what, I'm sorry, but you gotta go.
Yep.
Right. Even though everything's here, this is a severance package. This is what we pay you. Thank you for the service. You've been here 10 years now. I'm gonna pay you for the whole 10 years. Lay them off first. All right. Then after from there, then again you slowly trim downwards, right? You slowly trim downwards, and
consolidate and trim.
You consolidate and trim, and you'll be surprised, right? When you trim some of the heads, right? Some of their more loyal supporters, right, will follow them. So it saves you a lot of trouble of trimming a lot of other people. But they will generally just leave in a couple of months.
But it's a yes or no, because some of them will just say, maybe I'll wait for my severance too.
Yep.
I'll wait for my
Some of them
severance.
just wait. Yes.
Wait. That's what a lot of people do.
That's what a lot of people do. They just sit and wait.
Sit and wait, even though it's a shitty place. But never mind, we'll just sit and wait, because it's more fun when you get laid off rather than you go. Because when you go, you get nothing.
Yes. So I think in the case of this particular CEO, right? Yeah. I think he shouldn't have done it. He should have left it to his HR person.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. I think you're right, because the way that he did was very crass.
Yeah.
Very crass.
Yeah. I mean, it sucks. You wake up in the morning. Your boss say, you know what, this is a compulsory meeting to come to. You open, the first thing he said that if you're in this call, you're laid off. He's like, what? The first 10 seconds, like, I lost my job.
Yeah. And imagine if you're late and then you come in, hey, what happened? Oh, you got laid off.
Yeah, exactly. So the interesting part was, because he was laid off through virtual, it was all done through Zoom. So they actually interviewed one of the employees that was laid off. And the guy said is that I felt very distant, because not only I was laid off, but in front of me is still my workstation, because he's working from home.
All right.
And I'm still using the company's laptop, and I still have work to actually hand over. And on top of that, there's no one to talk to. So if you're based in the office, when you laid off, of course, then you get some of your friends, you go happy hour and you trash talk the boss.
Yeah.
But when you're working from home, you can't do all that.
You could even be very forceful to pack your stuff and throw some stuff in the office.
Exactly.
Let out that steam.
Exactly. But when you're working from home, there's no one to let steam off too.
Yeah, you can't trash your own home.
Yes, exactly. So he should have left it to his HR, the head of HR, to actually lay off the people.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about people who are in, like, say, smaller scale.
Yeah.
When you want to lay off someone and when you want to talk to them, what are the language what are the things that you want to look into when you want to lay off someone? How would you handle it in a more humane way?
I would say you have to sound apologetic. all right, because you are laying off that person's going to lose their sense of their security and as well as their livelihood. So you have to be apologetic and as well as allow them to voice their unhappiness.
I think that's very important. Very, very important to let them voice back and give them space.
Yep.
And even if they want to curse at you,
let them do it.
You have to take it.
Yeah, you have to take it.
You know, and if they're gonna cry, again, you have to take it.
Yep.
You have to take it, especially those who are handling in the HR side.
Yep.
Like you said, you've effectively just cut off their livelihood.
Yes, that's right.
You've effectively just told them that their mortgage would be in trouble of paying.
Yep.
You've effectively told them your next job tomorrow is probably Grab.
Yeah. So you know, it's bad because it derails a lot of their plans.
Correct.
You know, whether it's short-term plan or long-term plan, right? It's, you know, currently derailed because they really lost their job.
Yeah. So I think when people want to handle it, there's a lot of human touch to it.
Yes.
Part of the story in Up in the Air was that how he handles is exactly what you just said, which is he speaks to them and he gives them the space to voice back. They curse, they swear at him, and he's got this poker face with his very calm voice, and he just keeps reassuring them that with their skill set,
They'll be able to find
another job. There'll be companies they'll be coming to them soon, but they may have to consider adjusting their life a little bit. He puts it in a very humane way of saying, yes, you're gonna get let go, but don't worry, you still have some skills. But your next job that comes in the immediate, I mean, it's up to you. You want it fast, you may not get the salary that you want, but it's better than no salary, while you look for the ideal pay or the ideal job that comes a bit later. So I think the human touch or the soft skill is what is very important when you want to lay off someone.
Yeah, I totally agree because what's going through their mind is they are confused, you know, they're angry, they're grieving. So yeah, rather than just hand them a piece of paper or, you know, drop them a voice note saying that they're let go, you really need to sit them in a room, you know, allow them to voice whatever, you know, allow them to get all their feelings out before they leave the office for
Technically,
good that day.
I reckon for most people, getting fired, especially on a very sudden notice.
Yeah.
Especially it's not disciplinary.
Yes.
Because if it's disciplinary, you know.
Then you know.
You're a bad boy. You know you've done something
Yeah.
wrong, and eventually you're going to get it your way. But to come to work and suddenly the boss says we're cutting everyone by 50% and you're one of them.
Yes.
And there was no warning signs.
Yes.
Most of the time, they don't give you any warning signs.
And you can't do anything to actually save your job.
Correct. I think that emotion is one of the worst emotion.
Yeah.
It's worse than a breakup.
Yeah, definitely.
Because again, like a breakup, you know it's coming.
You know it's coming already. You
it's
know it's around the corner, just when only.
Your exam going to fail, you know it's coming.
Exactly.
You know, your dad's going to spank you, you know it's coming because you did something.
Yes.
But getting fired is probably, I would say, one of the most traumatic life event.
Yeah, definitely.
That can happen to you, minus an accident.
Yeah, definitely. So, hey, for those listening, you know, if you guys have been laid off, have been let go, and it's not your fault, you know, let us know in the comments below. Let us know how it was done.
Feel.
Yeah, how you actually felt.
How you felt and how it was done. And share with us some of your experience.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it's important that we want to get people who are listening in to get engaged. Your experience matters to the next person because, I mean, some warning sign that can happen, of course, when the company is not doing that well. Somehow there will be internal rumblings. Okay, so those who are already on a ledge of a company, not their job, but the company is on a ledge. Sometimes they want to have this kind of preparation, or in fact, any employee would like to have this kind of information at the back of their mind.
Yep, you're right.
I think it's something that was never taught in school.
No,
never taught in
of course not.
university.
Of course not.
No one ever tells you that you're gonna get fired someday.
Everyone tells you that when you graduate, you're gonna land a nice cushy job that pays you very well.
Don't worry, you're in high demand, especially the enrollment officer of the university, right?
Don't worry, this will be in high demand in the next 10 years.
Your sons and daughters' job. Guaranteed with this course, with this university, confirm. Yeah, then one day you're gonna get this termination letter.
Yeah, exactly.
It sucks, but it's great for you to share with us. Yep. So other than that, when it comes to the letters, right?
Yep.
No, before that, have you ever been fired?
Have I ever been fired? No.
But you fired people, right?
I've let people go, yes.
You let go.
But that is generally due to disciplinary problems.
Oh, that was easy.
Yeah, so that one they already knew it was coming because we gave them warning after warning, and we actually put them on some probation period and some disciplinary action thing, and they knew it was coming already. So when I gave the letter to dismiss them, they knew the writing was already on the wall. They already knew that they're out of there already.
Right.
Yeah. Have you been fired?
I've been let go. I've been let go.
So do tell.
All right. So I was working for a clinic, and that time they were undergoing some management change, and they brought in someone new.
Okay.
Who was supposed to
turn around
the company. Then of course the owner of the place told me, "Don't worry, everything's fine. Your job is still okay."
Okay.
And a week later, the owner's brother sends me a text.
Okay.
"I think you need to look for a new job."
Oh, yo, shit.
Just that.
That's quick, yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
It just told me, I think you need to look for a new job.
All right.
In a single text. In that single line.
But do you after that meet up with the owner or the owner's brother and ask for an explanation or something?
No, the owner didn't come and see me.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then I mean, how would you know when was your last day then? It was conveyed through someone else, lah.
It was conveyed to someone else
Okay.
after that on my last day, which basically it was within 2 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, because it was like in the middle of the month, so they don't need me by the next month.
I understand.
So it's a 2 weeks. But again, it was a contract work, and my contract was already up for renewal. There was still some time, but in a way, contract is easier because you kind of know if you don't want to renew me, things might go sideways, and I also have to be prepared for it. But it was just a bit sudden because on one hand, suddenly you're like, oh, everything's fine, and a week later, you gotta look for a new job. So yeah. The irony is, after that, many years later down the road, then we attended a friend's wedding, mutual friend's wedding. I seated right next to him. There was this awkwardness between here and here. There was like this wall of ice.
Oh my
Well, I tried to
god.
be friendly, but it just wasn't the same feeling
Yeah,
anymore.
it's you cannot have the same
Closeness
closeness anymore. Yeah.
But I mean, I harbor no ill feelings. I am where I am today because of whatever that's happened. Anyway.
That's right.
So again, for those who have been let go, take my advice. It might be the crappiest time.
One of the worst time of your life.
During when you got let go, but it's not the end of the world. There are still many opportunities out there, and I think we've spoken about it before.
Yeah.
If you're afraid, then you better upskill yourself.
Yes,
And
exactly.
actually, thanks to that's where I got my hair transplant.
Oh yeah, that's great. So everything worked out, right? So yeah, and as you mentioned, if you let go, one of the main things that you have to then introspect yourself is, can I do better next time, so that I do not again fall under the category of people being laid off, and then upskill yourself. Right now, there are tons of ways you can upskill yourself, whether it's through skills, technical skills, or just through soft skills.
True. And again, we've spoken about this before, which is having soft skills is one of the very, very sought after qualities that employers are looking for these days. And even your technical skill, you don't really need a full degree.
Yes.
Certificates of technicalities is good enough for you, right? So I think we've spoken quite a lot about this, and we've covered a fair amount on being fired. For those who like to share your experience, kindly please send us your comments, write us your experience below, subscribe to our channel, because we're on here every week with different contents on the Two Dogs Show. And we'll be back again next week for another edition on the Two Dogs.
Yeah, so have yourself a good weekend, and that's it from me. I'm Dr. Ingky.
And I'm Dr. Ali.